Hello and good evening, students, and welcome to Byjus Exam Prep IAS. Before we start our daily quiz, here is an important announcement that you can now get up to 60% discount on our live online classroom as well as offline classroom programs. We have a limited number of seats available, and this offer is valid only until 12th June. So click on the link in the pinned comment and register now in order to get a call back from our counselors. Now here is our first question. How many of the following statements are true? The pumped storage projects are often developed in conjunction with the hydel power projects. It is a form of renewable energy. They use surplus energy during the low demand times in order to fulfill the demand during the peak hours. We have taken this question because the Central Electricity Authority wants to speed up the pumped hydel projects in our country. Now, pumped storage projects, they are usually created in association with the hydel projects. So what happens here is that once the water from the dam is used for generation of electricity, it goes at a lower level. Now during the peak hours, the water from this lower reservoir, it is pumped up and sent to the upper reservoir once again. Now if there is an increase in the demand of electricity, this pumped water, it can again be flown through the turbine to generate more electricity. So this is a renewable type of energy, and pump storage projects, they are a very important part of our Paris Convention INDCs, where we want to replace the fossil fuel contribution in our energy sector. So over here this is correct, and this is also correct. So your correct answer is option C. The next question is, how many of the following pairs are correctly matched? Repo rate, the rate at which commercial banks give out loans. Reverse repo rate, the rate at which commercial banks take loans from the RBI or the Reserve Bank of India. Statutory liquidity ratio, minimum percent of deposits to be maintained by the commercial banks as liquid assets. We have taken this question because for the second time in a row, the RBI has kept the repo rate of India unchanged at 6.5%. Now repo rate, it is the rate at which the commercial banks, they borrow money from the RBI. Now what will be reverse repo rate? The reverse of this. In this case, the commercial banks, they can put their money in RBI in exchange for certain interest from the RBI. So repo rate is when commercial banks borrow money, and reverse repo rate is when commercial banks, they deposit their money in the RBI in return for certain interest rates. Now there are two other very important things, that is SLR and CRR, which are again used by the RBI in order to manage the liquidity and inflation in the economy. So SLR, or the statutory liquidity ratio, is the minimum percent of deposits that needs to be maintained by the commercial banks in form of liquid assets. Now these liquid assets can be cash, it can be gold, it can be government securities, and so on. So SLR, it is essentially a portion of the bank's net demand and time liabilities, or the total demand deposits and time-based deposits. Then what about CRR? The cash reserve ratio is the portion of a commercial bank's total deposits that need to be maintained at the central bank of the country. So just like SLR, the limit of CRR is also determined by the Reserve Bank of India. So if we go back to our question, this is correct. However, these two are incorrect. It is not the rate at which commercial banks are giving out loans. It is the rate at which they take the loans from the RBI. Over here, what we are defining is the repo rate, and it is not the reverse repo rate. So your correct answer over here is A. The next question is, how many of the following pairs of monuments and the ruler by whom it was constructed are correctly matched? Siri Fort by Alauddin Khilji, Jantar Mantar by Maharaja Jai Singh II, Konark Sun Temple by Narsimha Deva I, Qutub Minar by Iltutmish. We have taken this question because during some renovation work at the Siri Fort, the Archaeological Survey of India has stumbled upon a 13th century tomb-like structure. Now this Siri Fort, it is a very important part of the history and culture of Delhi, and it was built by a ruler of Khilji dynasty, that is Alauddin Khilji. So if we go back over here, this is a correct pairing. When it comes to Jantar Mantar, Maharaja Jai Singh, who was a very big science enthusiast, he had built Jantar Mantar in various cities including Delhi and Jaipur. So this is also correct. Konark Sun Temple, yes, it was built by Narsimha Deva I, who was a part of the Eastern Ganga dynasty. So this is also correct. What about Qutub Minar? See, the construction was started by Qutubuddin Aibak, but it was eventually finished by Iltutmish. So this is also correct, and your correct answer over here is D. Next we have, which of the following statements are true? IMD, or the Indian Meteorological Department, is designated as a regional specialized meteorological center for 13 nations. The naming of the cyclones in North Indian Ocean region started in the year 2004. We have taken this question because the cyclone Biparjoy, which has converted into a very severe cyclone, it is developing in the Arabian Sea region. Now, whenever any important cyclone is getting developed in either Arabian Sea or Bay of Bengal, then the naming of the cyclones, it becomes very important. Now, Biparjoy, which means disaster, this name has been given by Bangladesh. Now, worldwide, there are 6 regional specialized meteorological centers and 5 regional tropical cyclone warning centers which issue various advisories and which are responsible for naming of the cyclones. Now, India's IMD is one of such regional specialized meteorological centers, and it caters to the needs of 13 countries, which apart from India are Bangladesh, Iran, Maldives, Myanmar, Oman, Pakistan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Sri Lanka, Thailand, UAE and Yemen. Also, the naming in the Indian Ocean region, in the North Indian Ocean region, it was decided in the year 2000 that this naming will start now, and from the year 2004 it finally started. So if we go back to the question, both these statements are correct and your correct answer is option C. Now we come to a PYQ from the year 2020. What is the use of biochar in farming? Biochar can be used as a part of the growing medium in the vertical farming. When biochar is a part of the growing medium, it promotes the growth of nitrogen-fixing microorganisms. When biochar is a part of the growing medium, it enables the medium to retain water for a longer time. Now, biochar, it is a charcoal-like material which is produced by heating biomass in the absence of oxygen. The use of biochar in vertical farming, yes, it can increase output significantly, and that means that this is a correct statement. Now, biochar has a potential to boost the natural ability of the legumes to fix nitrogen in the soil. It also can support the life of nitrogen fixing microorganisms, and so it can decrease the soil nitrogen emission. So this is also correct. Apart from this, it also increases the nitrogen use efficiency and nitrogen retention of the soil. Moreover, because of its porous nature, biochar can improve the soil's water retention. So the plants will have more water available for them for a longer period of time. So all the 3 statements are correct, and your correct answer is option D. Next we come to the fact of the day, which is about Agni Prime. Now, Agni Prime ballistic missile has been successfully flight tested by DRDO of the Odisha coast. Now, this is the first time that a night-time test of this ballistic missile has taken place. Now, what is Agni Prime? Also known as Agni P. It is a 2-stage canistered solid propellant ballistic missile with dual redundant navigation and guidance system. It has a range between 1000 to 2000 km, and for the first time it was tested back in June 2021. Now, the biggest Fact about this is that it is lighter than all the previous other Agni series missiles. Now, brief about the Agni series missiles. Agni missiles, they are a backbone of India's nuclear launch capability, along with Prithvi, which is a short-range ballistic missile, submarine launched ballistic missiles, and fighter aircraft. As of now, Agni 1 to 5 missiles, they have already been designed and developed by the DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. In the comments, can you state what is the range of each of these Agni missiles from Agni 1 to Agni 5? Now also note that Agni missiles, they were developed under the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, which was the brainchild of our ex-president Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, in order to attain self-sufficiency in the field of missile technology. This program, it formally got the approval of Indian government in 1983. So after Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the Wheeler Island, which was an island off the coast of Odisha, it was renamed as Dr. Abdul Kalam Island in the year 2015. So that is all about today's daily quiz. I hope you were able to understand all the concepts. So do not forget to like the video, share it, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such content. Thank you very much and have a very good day ahead.